Sean Daniel here with Guitar Control, and as you know, some of the best things in life come in threes. Musketeers, Amigos, Chuck Norris Delta Force movies, and also these three finger-picking patterns that are great things to know if you're interested in getting into fingerstyle guitar. So before we get started, definitely click the link below because I'm going to tab out all these exercises. These are really going to be mostly picking hand exercises. We're going to make the chords in the left hand or your fretting hand super easy, open chord voicing, so you don't really have to concentrate on them too much, but it's going to be good to have those to follow along. So let's get right to the first one, and it's going to be an alternating pattern that sounds like this. So basically we're using a thumb, your first finger, and your second finger. And a lot of these, there's going to be like a common theme where your thumb is responsible for the low E string and the low A string. In fact, sometimes we'll even go to the D string too, like in this example. So your thumb is pulling triple duty. It's got the E, the A, and the D string. Your pointer finger is going to be just stuck on this G string, and your middle finger is going to be right on the B string. So these have ownership over these two strings. So a good thing to do is kind of get your technique right. So if you see, I'm just going to do it with just an open chord. My thumb's going to hit the E string. I'm going to skip the A string, the D string. My pointer finger is going to hit that G string on an upstroke. My middle finger is going to hit that B string on an upstroke. Now if you look at the way my hand is positioned, my fingers are kind of coming in to my hand. It's almost like I'm like holding like a bicycle like brake. Fingers are coming into my hand so they can come back in the exact same spot and kind of build up that repetition of muscle memory for them to always get back in the right spot. And if you're kind of playing like this and it's uncomfortable, you have to search and find where that string is again when you're doing this. So you want to get a good pattern where you can kind of come back in. It might be uncomfortable at first, but trust me, in the long run, you're gonna really like that you did it that way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with just an open G chord. Now you can play a G chord like this, but if we're just using the low E, the D, the G, and the B string, all you really need is your middle finger, or any finger for that matter, to hit that G note, that third fret on the low E string. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna alternate back and forth. Your thumb is gonna strike the low E string. That's going to set off a chain reaction where your pointer finger hits the open G string. And again, I exaggerated it just to kind of see how it's going. You don't want to get this far off because then you got to hunt and find that string again. We really want to go right into your hand just like that. That's it. It almost doesn't even look like you're moving that much. So we've got thumb, low E, pointer finger, open G. Now, as you can see, my thumb has already started the journey to the D string. So I've got E, G, D, and then my middle finger is going to grab that open B string. So thumb, index, thumb, middle, back and forth. If we were to count it, it'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If you have a metronome device or just like a metronome on your phone, like an app or something, there's a ton of free ones out there. I would recommend playing along with it that way and counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and however fast you can do. You do it fast if you can handle it, but really do it super slow until you really feel like you're locked in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It might take a second for your thumb to get comfortable switching between the A or the low E and the D string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are just the downbeats, back and forth. And then the other fingers are the offbeats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you can really hear the steadiness going back and forth between those two. Now let's move your fretting hand to the 7th fret on the A string. And now we're just gonna, your thumb is gonna jump between the A and the D string. So now we've got. I'm not even messing with the low E string at this point. Same pattern. Now I'm gonna move my fretting hand back 2 frets to 5A, and 2 frets again to 3A. So 3E, 7A, 5A, 3A. And again, do it as slow as you want to. The speed isn't really the trick. It's just mostly getting your hand to cooperate and getting that thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb, middle muscle memory drilled into your mind. Again, you can do more advanced chords eventually, like again, doesn't really matter what I'm fretting right here. The pattern is the same. If you really just want to concentrate totally on your picking hand, don't even have any frets being held down, just open strings until you get the sound back and forth, just like that, okay? So that's going to be finger picking pattern number 1. Just straight up, alternating 1 and 2, and thumb, index, thumb, middle. Now the next thing we're going to do is going to sound like this. Again, we're going to do the same chords. If you want to call them chords, it's really just kind of one note and open strings. We're using some of the same principles as the first pattern, but we're going to start kind of staggering the beats a little bit. So again, we're just going to start with this open G chord. And now sometimes we're going to be doubling up instead of straight alternating every time. Now your thumb is still going to be bouncing back and forth on the downbeats. But how we're going to count this is going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And. Okay, so basically the 1 is still just your thumb. The 2 is going to be your thumb on the D string and your middle finger on the B string. 1, 2. A good way to practice this, if you're having trouble, just start with just the first couple beats. 1, 2. 1, 2. Until you can kind of get that combination of your thumb, and then your thumb and your middle finger working together. But the next part is going to be, so E, then D and B. Now I'm going to have an alternating thing just like the first pattern. E, G, D, which is thumb, index, thumb. So the first 2 beats, 1, 2, the second 2 beats, 3, and 4. So this is just the first bar of this pattern. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can think of this as a pattern all by itself. But bonus, we're doing another bar that's going to make it sound a little bit more lively. So again, that first one, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And so the second bar, the 1 is going to be the low E string and the B string with your middle finger. Again, B string is always your middle finger, G string is always your pointer finger. You don't even have to think about it. When I say the B string, that means your middle finger. So E, this is the first bar. And then the second bar, E and B. The 1 is going to be both on the outside, E and B. 2 and is going to be your thumb on the D string and your pointer finger on the G string. Again, the tab is really helpful for this in case you're having a hard time following along to kind of see where they go. Eventually you'll develop an eye for finger picking tablature if you really want to get into it. But basically, again, that first bar, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And so this looks a lot like that first finger picking pattern. After the 1, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And so starting at the 3, it's the low E string on the 3, the G string index on the and of 3, the D string on the 4, and the middle finger B string on the and of 4. 1 and 2 and. Okay, so that second bar, both 2 and 3 and 4 and both 2 and 3 and 4 and both 2 and 3 and 4 and let's put them together. We get can move it to the A string so we don't do it, we don't hit the low E string like we did in the other one. So that's just another pattern that you can use for anything, any kind of chord. It's just kind of getting one pattern down and then being able to apply different chords to make it sound different. So now you have 2 patterns down, 1 more to go. This one I want to have a steady thumb just kind of pulsing the downbeats. So what I mean by that is same thing as the other ones. We're just going to start with this G note, and every downbeat is going to be thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 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 4. So pretty simple, but it's a good way to start incorporating steadiness. Just kind of like your thumb just kind of playing the bass notes, and then your fingers are starting to creep in to kind of grab some of the other beats. So on the 2, our first finger is going to be playing that G string. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so the and of 3 is going to be the B string, your middle finger. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 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 We can go to the other ones, like the 7th fret and the A string. So basically, it's just kind of like a real steady pulsing thing, which may be kind of tricky at first, but eventually is a really good way to teach yourself good timing, solid timing within your hands. And again, the cool thing about finger picking patterns is once you have one down, it's more, I think it's easier to kind of change and alter an existing pattern than thinking of something new as a brand new pattern that you can do. So it's definitely good to have a few of them under your belt. Definitely remember to click that link to get the tab to kind of always see where these things are going. And then once you kind of get those down, just start creating with different strings and maybe get kind of, start working on some different chord voicings. Because you don't have any excuses. Once you have a couple finger picking patterns down, I think it really opens up a new dimension of guitar playing that you might really enjoy. And if you have any questions, please hit me up in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks a lot. So if you like this lesson, definitely be sure to like it and subscribe to Guitar Control, because there are a plethora of other incredible lessons going on, many of which feature yours truly, Sean Daniel, giving you the wisdom, throwing it down. So definitely feel free to click around, go to the website and check things out. And as always, let us know what you think.